local news leader and the Spirit of Community Award winner. This is NBC 10 News at 5.
Right now, a school forced on lockdown after 2 men are discovered shot nearby. We're going to have the latest on the investigation underway in Wynn Parish.
An update to the case against the Natchitoches mother charged in the burning death of her own baby. What penalty Louisiana is pursuing?
Plus, the project to ease traffic will soon come to full circle. We'll tell you all about the roundabout coming to West Monroe.
Good to have you with us this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Gordon Boyd.
And I'm Michelle Martin. Our top story at 5. A shooting puts 2 men in the hospital and another behind a jail cell.
NBC 10's Anna McAllister is in Wynn Parish, where officials are investigating to determine exactly what happened. What have we learned, Anna?
Now, Gordon, Michelle, this all happened early this morning on North Boundary Street at the residence right behind me. 2 men were shot and the suspect fled into the woods. Now, the Wynn Parish Sheriff's Office is telling us that 30-year-old Justin Burnett is the suspect and that this all started right here at 104 North Boundary Street around 5:30 this morning. Now, the victims have been identified as 65-year-old Roger Gregory of Farmerville and 39-year-old Christopher Sessions of Jonesboro. Now, Burnett did flee into the woods after the shooting and remained on the run for several hours as storms passed through the area.
One of my units was driving down the road, and a lady flagged him down and pointed, and the gentleman that we were looking for, Mr. Burnett, came out and sat on the front porch. He basically gave up.
Now, Burnett surrendered at a house down the street around 1 p.m. Sheriff Jordan says Burnett is charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder and felony possession of a firearm. Now, both victims are in critical condition at this time, and the motive for the shooting is unknown. But tune back in at 6 o'clock to hear from a first-hand witness to see what they say would happen. Reporting live in Dodson, Anna McAllister, NBC 10, your local news leader.
Thank you, Anna. Louisiana has formally filed notice to seek the death penalty for a mother accused of having her baby burned to death. The state is asking for Hannah Barker to be executed for the July death of her son, Levi Ellerby. Authorities say Barker asked her girlfriend, Felicia Marie Nicole Smith, to kill Levi. Smith is also charged with first-degree murder and has a hearing later this month. Barker's trial is set for January. Barker first claimed Levi had been kidnapped, prompting a search involving several law enforcement agencies. 6-month-old Levi was found in a ditch after officers got a call about a fire. He had second and third-degree burns across 90% of his body. He died the next day.
Another escapee from Swanson now back in custody. 19-year-old Chance Johnson of Faraday arrested last night after being on the run since Friday night. Police say that 4 suspects overpowered a guard, stole her keys, and jumped the fence. The guard suffering minor injuries but did not require medical attention. 17-year-old Declan Berry of Mansoura and Donnie McCoy of Plaquemine still on the loose. The escapees last seen wearing gray or khaki shorts and white T-shirts. If you have any information where these folks might be, call Crime Stoppers of North Delta, 318-388-CASH.
The expansion of Arkansas Road is creating a traffic change West Monroe has never had before.
NBC 10's Maya Hudgens is back from learning all about the do's and do-nots of a roundabout. How about it, Maya?
Gordon and Michelle, the 4 roundabouts on Arkansas Road will be at the intersections of 40 Oaks Farm Road, Good Hope Road, Caroli Road, and Warren Drive. The Department of Transportation and Development is hopeful that that Caroli Road and Warren Drive roundabouts will be completed by next Thursday. One way to drive safely is to slow down and wait to enter a roundabout until you know for sure that it's clear. Drivers inside the roundabout have the right of way. For some whose businesses are along Arkansas Road are excited about the change in traffic flow.
Getting down Wallace Road after work is just, you might be there for 30 minutes trying to turn left on the Arkansas Road. So I think it's really going to help once people get used to it.
Tune back in at 6 to learn how to drive in a roundabout and the benefits it's going to bring. In the studio, Maya Hudgens, NBC 10, your local news leader.
Thank you, Maya. The mayor of Eudora is facing removal from office over a felony conviction 20 years ago. Mayor Travis Collins has been the town's mayor since last November. Court records show 2 felony counts have since been filed against him. He's being charged with theft of property and falsely certifying that he had not been convicted of a felony when he filed for office. Prosecutors and some residents are working to have him removed.
Just hope our town can get back and better than what it is, but the way it's going, it's not. He's getting by with breaking the law, and nobody's doing nothing. Ain't no
NBC 10's Gabrielle Pfeiffer spoke with Collins' attorney. We're going to hear his response of the charges coming up tonight at 6.
Today, the first day of school for Ouachita Parish, including Boley Elementary. Boley holding classes at a temporary site off of Glenwood Drive after the old Boley building burned down back in April. School leaders say they and parents will work out the kinks in the pickup and drop-off procedures over the next few days. Today, also the first day of school for Richland Parish, the Smackover Northland School District, and the Strong Huttig School District. Tomorrow, the first day of school for LaSalle and Lincoln parishes.
West Monroe police have had a little help pulling drivers over today.
NBC 10's Isabel Albritton tagging along for the ride and joins us live with, this is a different twist on the whole thing, isn't it?
That's right, Gordon. Whether drivers made an illegal turn or had a broken taillight, they didn't expect what was coming their way. While making his usual rounds, Corporal Baker with the West Monroe Police Department did something a little different with some help from his friends at United Automation.
People were kind of nervous and didn't know if they were breaking the law or not.
I seen it. He was right behind me, then he switched over. I said, something up, I had this eye on him. Then he switched back and I said, he finna pull me over. And sure enough, he did.
What drivers didn't expect was who Baker was bringing along.
I said, let me help you out, darling. You know, she was kind of like, no, I don't want the cop help me out of the car.
One woman was pulled over for having a tail light out.
She had hit a deer and didn't have the $500 deductible money to fix her vehicle.
So Uncle Si left her with something other than a ticket.
I got a gift card.
Uncle Si's mission was to leave drivers with one message.
The public needs to know, okay, these guys and gals in uniform are not the enemy. These guys are our protectors, okay? It's their job to protect and serve us as a nation.
Although it was a cloudy morning in West Monroe, drivers left with a bright smile on their faces. And Corporal Baker says it was nice to get a thank you for a change. In the studio, Isabel Albritton, NBC 10, your local news leader.
Thank you, Isabel. Well, children at Hope Landing in El Dorado are gearing up for their annual talent show tomorrow. The show will showcase the abilities and talents of children who have disabilities. This year's theme is Game On. There will be 20 acts, of which the kids will be singing, dancing, even riding horses. The kids work daily to prepare for the show and hope the community comes out to support them.
We work on all of those skills, and so this night is just a night that we can showcase all of the wonderful abilities that the children have.
The show will be at the South Arkansas Arts Center at 7 o'clock. Admission, of course, free to the public, though donations are gladly accepted.
We have all seen fog at one time or another, but what causes it?
Lots of good questions.
NBC 10 meteorologist Lexi Birmingham clears up the answer in this week's edition of Weather 101.
And a new school year should be an exciting time for kids, but sometimes returning can be a little nerve-wracking. We're going to share ways parents can help kids cope with back-to-school anxiety.
Probably nerve-wracking for a little bit of everybody involved as the school started in Ouachita Parish this morning with rain and thunderstorms. Most of that cleared out through the afternoon, but more heat and humidity likely hanging around. Full look at the forecast as NBC 10 News at 5 continues.
Are you a DirecTV or AT&T UVerse subscriber who can no longer watch our sister station, Fox 14, through your television provider? First, we apologize for the inconvenience, as DirecTV and AT&T has refused to accept our parent company's offer to extend negotiations to avoid disruption to your service. We encourage you to reach out to DirecTV and AT&T at the number on your screen to express your concern for not receiving programming from KARD Fox 14, in addition to the most accurate weather forecast and local news that protects and informs you and your family.
Next CP, we're with Julianne Hough, her first interview since bearing all about her marriage. Then everything you didn't see from the Bachelor brawl that shook paradise. Next CT.
Get rolling to Jim Taylor Ford or Jim Taylor Chevrolet and enter the Great Gas Card Giveaway. Then each weeknight, watch NBC 10 News at 10. If your name appears on the screen, call before the end of the newscast, and you win a $50 gas card. Enter today.
John Bell Edwards gave us his word.
Will you raise taxes on individuals or businesses?
No.
Again.
I'm not going to look at raising taxes.
And again.
I don't have a plan to raise taxes.
But he did raise taxes, highest sales tax in the country. He broke his promise, and we're paying the price. The national economy is booming, but Louisiana is ranked dead last and is being left behind. Higher taxes, lost jobs. That's John Bell Edwards, paid for by RGA Right Direction PAC.
Here's your Buick, sir.
Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Buick Encore for around $199 per month. Or get over $4,200 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
The crowding at our area animal shelters keeps getting worse.
And so does the cost of feeding these precious animals.
That's why we're holding our annual pet food drive through August 17th, and we need your help.
Please donate dry or canned food items at Little Veterinary Services, Bayou Dental Group, or the KTVE KARD television studios. Thank you.
Hey kids, how would you like to forecast the weather with me?
KidsCast, sponsored by Ouachita Valley Federal Credit Union. For more details, visit myarclemis.com.
If you've been involved in a car wreck, call Creed & Creed, your local injury attorneys.
NBC 10 News at 5 continues.
It's something that has a big impact, but it's made up of very small particles. In today's Summer Weather 101, NBC 10 morning anchor Lexi Birmingham tells us the sciences behind fog.
Today in Summer Weather 101, we're discussing how fog forms. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we did have a bit of a foggy start to one of our mornings, and here's how it happened. The daytime heating was leaving the ground on a clear night like we experienced, and the winds were nice and light. Now, at the surface, there was a layer of moist air, but also a layer above it of drier air, and this rising air passes through both of those layers. Now, because the moist layer does not absorb as much heat, the air near the surface cools quicker, and the drier air above it begins to warm up. And that's basically how we get fog. As moisture rises, that water turns into vapor, and that is how we get fog.
Forecast, it's always bright and clear.
Yeah, it's essentially basically a cloud forming at the ground level. There's a temperature inversion in most fog. Now, there's different types of fog. We can go into advection fog, radiation fog, and go on and on and on. But we could talk about the heat instead.
We had fog delays all the time in Toledo.
It was so hot today.
Oh, it was.
It was like, I don't know if it was hot. It was, yes, it was steamy.
Yeah.
I said this yesterday. It was the sauna.
Yes, it was. More of the same, as the forecast is coming up in just a few minutes.
And class is back in session in the ArkLaMiss, but returning after the summer break can cause anxiety for some kids. We'll educate parents on the best ways to cope.
Edwards Body Works. Reliable since 1971.
Advantage Health Plan, we're always on the go. That's why we get our news from the Fox 14 NBC 10 mobile news app. Download the app today to get faster news updates and breaking news alerts. Best of all, it's free. Brought to you by Advantage Health Plan.
The first thing I do every morning, the last thing I do every night, bow my head and ask our Father for wisdom and fortitude to serve Him. I'm Eddie Risponi. I don't have all the answers, but I know He does.
Eddie Risponi, Christian, conservative, businessman.
I believe in the power of prayer, not government. I'll call on His guidance every day and never be too proud to listen.
Eddie Risponi for governor.
Here's your Buick, sir.
Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Buick Encore for around $199 per month. Or get over $4,200 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
When Ralph Abraham ran for Congress, he made a promise.
Elected, I've told you that I would donate my salary to St. Jude's
and the independent organization.
That's right. Abraham promised to donate his salary to sick children and wounded veterans. But for years, Abraham secretly pocketed that salary, even though he's worth more than $12 million. And now he wants to be governor? Ralph Abraham.
Donate my salary.
Looking out for himself, not you. Paid for and authorized by Gumbo Pack.
Good evening, everyone. Breaking news tonight.
Lester Holt.
Are you afraid Iran is playing with fire? What's it like to see them here celebrated as heroes?
This is what it means to be American.
We've had a lot of great
The most trusted TV news anchor in America.
That's Nightly News. I'm Lester Holt.
News sponsored by Marie's Medical. Live Storm Tracker Doppler radar sponsored by bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, your local weather with Chief Meteorologist Jaron Floyd.
Look at the new live storm tracker Doppler radar brought to you by E. Orem Young. Most of the rainfall today was in the morning hours, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, starting in South Arkansas, spilling into North Louisiana. Again, kind of a soggy first day of school for many that, of course, had to report back today. We did have some other isolated storms east of Columbia and into southern portions of Richland Parish. Most of that is just kind of a cluster of storms that's kind of all evolved and kind of congealed together at this point. And that congealed thunderstorm activity expected to just kind of rain itself out. But that being said, some of these areas did see some very heavy downpours, so be careful on the roadways. That one little storm just in the far eastern sections of Caldwell Parish was bringing some very heavy downpours during the 4 o'clock hour. So maybe some ponding on the roadways, similar to what we ran into along I-20 about 6, 7 o'clock in the Monroe-West Monroe area yesterday evening. A lot of leftover residual rainfall and cloud cover. Most of this stuff isn't reaching the ground until you move back to the southwest toward the Shreveport-Bossier area and then even points farther southward along I-49. Stationary boundary is really the focus for most of the rain as it's flushed off to the south. As I mentioned yesterday, depending on how much rain we were to get during the morning hours, it may kind of rain out a lot of the moisture and wring it out over our atmosphere, and it doesn't have a lot of leftover moisture for us to work with this afternoon. That's why the rain's been pretty isolated to scatter in nature, much more widespread off to our south. Now, that being said, we've got some better news in store in terms of rainfall, but we're going to have to wait a couple of days until those return to the forecast. There's our stationary boundary. It'll just kind of wash out through the nighttime hours tonight and into the day tomorrow. Skies clear pretty quickly thereafter. Upper level winds. And again, this is a pretty important thing to take a look at in the next couple of days. Generally a westerly flow, and that big dome of hot air, it's really been pushed off to the south. Still generally influencing our forecast until this weekend. We have a little bit more of a northwesterly flow with a weak upper level disturbance moving through. Does it make a big difference? No. But it will kind of break down this ridge of high pressure, allowing for Gulf moisture to stream in more freely and allow for some rainfall. Then once we get into the first of next week, that big dome of hot air gets pushed well back out to the west again, allows us to see several upper level disturbances move through the area. But more importantly, again, it opens up the Gulf of Mexico, allowing that moisture to kind of stream in freely, collide with our daytime heating, and that's going to keep showers and storms in the forecast. With some weak upper disturbances in the upper flow, that could also help amplify those rain chances. So all good news to help kind of keep temperatures regulated as we head into next week. Low 80s across far northwestern portions of Louisiana from Ruston westward generally. Some Natchitoches at 83, Ruston at 82. Everyone else where the rain fell this morning and they've cleared out, temperatures recovered pretty quickly back into the low to mid 90s this afternoon. But at least it's not 100 degrees, so we can take that as one little piece of good news. Lows tonight back in the low into the 70s, turning clear, not as warm with a light northeasterly wind. High temperatures tomorrow will top back out in the mid 90s. Still plenty of sunshine, but unfortunately the heat and humidity is still hanging in with us as well. Heat index values 100 to 105, maybe higher as we head through the course of the day. More of the same for Friday. Scattered storms back in late Saturday, continuing into Sunday and Monday, and with the added cloud cover and the rainfall, temperatures take a little bit of a dip back into the low 90s with morning lows in the low to mid 70s. So generally, we have some encouraging signs in the forecast in terms of rainfall. And of course, that helps the soil moisture out as well. It'll keep the burn bans from being an issue. All kind of good things as we go into next week.
Grass is getting a little bit brown out there.
Yeah, it is getting a little crunchy, so some rain would be good.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jared.
You bet.
Still ahead, improving your child's behavior could be as simple as putting down the gadgets and getting more rest.
You think? We'll look at some suggestions for subtle changes from behavioral health specialists that could make all the difference.
Ahead for us, why a drug that works for many migraine sufferers is now out of reach to many patients. Also, back to school and back to reality, how dogs are becoming the next weapon against school shooters. We'll show you a demonstration on NBC Nightly News.
Sports, sponsored by Ken's Coffee Service.
The woods are calling your name. Get all the gear to make your hunt great at McKinney's 34th Annual Fall Open House. Hi, this is Richie McKinney. This week, save $1,200 on a Honda 500 Pioneer or save $1,000 on America's best seller, the 420 Rancher 4x4. Also, you can lay away now, pick up September 6th or 7th, and save big on the taxes. Join us this Saturday for the Honda drawing and free refreshments. It's the big 34th Annual Fall Open House this week at McKinney Honda, your outdoor superstore in Ruston.
The world's first six-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Get over $10,000 total value on this next generation 2019 Sierra Crew Cab SLT, or get 20% below MSRP on these 2019 Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate.
See your Monroe area GMC dealer.
Are you turning 65 in the next few months? Are you ready for Medicare? Remember, when you have Medicare, you have options. And one of those options is a Medicare Advantage plan from People's Health. With a $0 premium in all these parishes, you get more benefits than original Medicare without paying more. In fact, you get money back. That's right. People's Health pays $10 per month of your Part B premium for you. That's $120 a year back to you. And $100 per quarter for over-the-counter health items. That's $400 a year. Get coverage for hearing aids, dental services, including dentures and glasses or contacts. Plus, Part D drug coverage is included. Call now for your free information kit. 800-978-6591. People's Health, your Medicare health team.
The crowding at our area animal shelters keeps getting worse.
And so does the cost of feeding these precious animals.
That's why we're holding our annual pet food drive through August 17th, and we need your help.
Please donate dry or canned food items at Little Veterinary Services, Bayou Dental Group, or the KTVE KARD television studios. Thank you.
News, weather, and sports. Follow us on the KTVE NBC 10 KARD Fox 14 Facebook page.
Back to school should be an exciting time for students and parents, but what if your children are nervous about it?
They certainly can be. And Haley Hernandez talks to a doctor from Texas about why some have anxiety and how parents can help.
Dr. Alton Bozeman says there are three main reasons kids stress out before school starts. First, social anxiety, like when kids feel bullied or teased by peers.
Were they laughing at you or were they laughing at something else? Sometimes when children are very sensitive, they may interpret things as being about them when it really didn't even involve them.
For this, parents should teach kids it may be normal joking or teasing, but if you think your child is being targeted, Bozeman says it's best for them not to react.
The bullies might find it humorous and therefore be more encouraged to do it. Definitely not encouraging like a fighting back type nature, more as a that doesn't impact me nature, more of a I can ignore that type reaction.
If a child feels pressure to make the grade, they could experience performance anxiety. Instead, parents should stress the process.
And so what that means is when your children are doing well in school, you want to focus on the process that allowed them to do well. Oh my gosh, you must have studied so well. You always came home and you did your homework. You were very attentive in class, and look, it's showing up on your report card. More so than, oh, you've got straight A's.
If a child has more general anxiety, it may be tough to identify, but avoid questions like, are you anxious? And ask specifically, what worries you, to get better insight into their concerns.
Now, if your child says their favorite part of school is sports, band, lunch, or recess, Dr. Bozeman says that's great news.
Parents should always emphasize school being fun, and it will help them make them happier to go to school and not stress on the academics to the point that kids dislike school. And studies have shown that kids who are exposed to the arts 4 times more likely to get better grades.
Well, look at that. A new study suggests adequate sleep and limited screen time can reduce impulsive behavior in children. Researchers in Canada studied the daily habits of more than 4,000 American children. They found kids who slept at least 9 hours a night and slept no more than 2 hours a day or spent no more than 2 hours a day on a computer, TV, or phone showed less impulsivity. Regular physical activity also helped decrease those impulsive behaviors.
Because you're burning off all that nervous energy.
I hope so.
We hope.
Just go outside and run.
Up next, Jared's last look at your 7-day forecast.
And coming up at 6, struggling rural hospitals around the country are getting a lifeline from the federal government. We're going to have all the details. We are back in about 2 minutes.
News sponsored by Don Killen's Country Village. Be informed. Download the all-new KTVE KARD weather app and get the 6-minute advantage in weather tracking. That means weather alerts in real time, down to the street where you live. Available free for iOS and Android. Brought to you by Sam Henry, the bankruptcy attorney.
They're going to take my car. What do I do? Before the repo man pays you a visit, call Sam. Sam can help you protect your assets and get back items already taken. Bankruptcy isn't what we do. It's all we do. Call Sam.
At Ouachita Valley, you get the best of both worlds. We offer the same electronic services of other large institutions, but we have real people eager to help you at each of our branches. So come open a free checking account. No gimmicks, no restrictions, no hoops to jump through. Just plain old free. Still not sure? How about a chance to win $1,000? For a limited time, anyone who opens a new checking account with Ouachita Valley will be automatically entered to win $1,000. Ouachita Valley Federal Credit Union, making good things happen.
I'm Donna Edwards. As a teacher, I believe the best opportunity you can give a child is a good education. That's why John Bell ended years of devastating cuts and is investing in our children's future again. He passed the first teacher pay raise in 10 years, increased funding for K-12 and higher education, and fully funded TOPS. It's a good start, but John Bell won't stop working until every child has the opportunities they need to keep moving Louisiana forward.
First 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Get over $10,000 total value on this next generation 2019 Sierra Crew Cab SLT, or get 20% below MSRP on these 2019 Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate.
See your Monroe area GMC dealer.
This is Robert. A distracted driver hit him while changing lanes and he ended up in the hospital. Robert didn't hesitate. He called Morris Bart.
Robert hurt his ankle and needed surgery. He called me and we got him $141,000. One call, that's all.
The Animal House is your local pet store. Cypress Street, West Monroe.
Finally, look at the 7-day forecast. Still hot and humid. It's better than it's been, but still not great. Make sure you're staying hydrated tomorrow and Friday. Scattered storms could bail us out into the weekend, although it will be hit and miss. The added cloud cover knocking us into the low 90s by the first of next week.
Keep it right here for NBC Nightly News next.
And we got more news of there from this after this on our sister station. We'll see you back here at 6.
Everyone deserves a best friend. Clear the Shelters is back on August 17th. Join NBC 10, Fox 14, and Banner Ford for this nationwide pet adoption event. Last year, more than 100,000 animals found